everybody, and welcome to an episode of Junk Food and You. This is the podcast where I just sort of talk about random candy things or things that are on my mind that sort of revolve around snacking. Today, I'm going to try and talk about the question that I have all the time, which is, what flavor is rainbow? Or what flavor is unicorn? Unicorn tends to be kind of rainbow. Unicorn treats tend to have more sort of purples and pinks and don't tend to do the whole spectrum all the time, but sometimes they do. And then rainbow flavors tend to be everything. Often you'll see rainbow flavors during Pride Week, which is kind of cool. But the thing is, I always kind of wondered, like, what flavor? Like, if you go by Skittles standards, Taste the Rainbow, it's sort of all the flavors put together. But often I find that it's just kind of a sweet, sometimes kind of fruity flavor, but it's like indistinguishable. I've had a few things. I've had some ice cream cones. I've had sort of various candies in both sort of rainbow and unicorn. I don't know if rainbow and unicorn would be different flavors too. Like, there's sort of all kinds of unicorn flavored things. I believe there was at one point unicorn flavored Pop-Tarts. So it's kind of a confusing thing. I tend to find that I think it's sort of more in the sort of berry end of fruit, like maybe less, I don't think it's generally orange or lemon or lime flavored as much as it's sort of just kind of like a more sort of berry fruity, almost tropical fruit punch flavor. The only exception to that would be Fruit Loops, which are rainbow colored, which are all sort of citrus flavored. They're sort of an orangey, lemony flavor. So it's kind of a weird thing that you can sort of, candy companies go out there, and I like the idea. A, it's colorful, it's kind of cool looking. B, it's, during Pride, it's sort of like a good way to sort of, people have said, pride washing or whatever they call it, where you're sort of talking about Pride stuff and you're sort of labeling your snack Pride just to sell more treats. Take the politics away, it's still kind of good to have sort of, the fact that mainstream candy companies are supporting a cause like this. So that's kind of a good thing. But it's still sort of, from like the candy critic, the reviewer, when I get a rainbow or a unicorn flavored treat, I'm often sort of like, I'm not really sure what to expect. Am I going to get something kind of tropically? Am I going to get something that's sort of a mix of things? Am I going to get like a strawberry or a cherry? It's always so confusing. So like, I could ask you, like in the comments, drop a line. What flavor do you think rainbow is? Or is rainbow just its own flavor? Is unicorn its own flavor? And then in that case, is unicorn and rainbow a different flavor? And how are they different? So like, it's a weird thing. This is also falls into something where I've written about this in the past. I've talked about this a little bit, which is Instagrammable foods, which is where you take a food that tends to be a little bit more sort of looks good rather than tastes good. And so in this case, maybe in some of these cases with the rainbow and unicorn, they're about sort of the bright, colorful things, and they're not really thinking about flavor, and they're just sort of putting a really base, either fruity. I've even had a vanilla-y, like ice cream, like it was rainbow colored, but still ice cream. When I was a kid, there was rainbow sherbet, and that tended to be more sort of fruity. It tended to be heavy on citrus with a bit of sort of a red cherry flavor mixed into it. So what do you think? What flavor is a rainbow? What flavor is unicorn? Are they the same flavor? I'm trying to figure this out. So, well, I guess I didn't really solve this except to say that rainbow and unicorn can be many flavors at this point. If you have a better idea, let me know. If not, well, I guess I brought up the question. Maybe I can solve it sometime, or maybe you can solve it and you can tell me. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can go to candycritic.org to find links to everything from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. You can also read well over 1,000 candy reviews, with new ones coming all the time. Candycritic.org also has links to pick up my latest books, as well as some cool candy-themed merchandise.